to the United States, and one of President Trump's former closest allies, the congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, has announced she is resigning her seat. In an angry message on social media, the former star of the Make America Great or Maga movement said she had been cast aside by the president. It follows a bitter public falling out with President Trump, who called her a traitor after she criticised his earlier refusal to authorise the release of documents about the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Mr. Trump called her resignation great news for the country. In a lengthy resignation statement on social media, the congresswoman cited frustration with gridlock in Washington and big business interests, saying no matter which way the political pendulum swings, Republican or Democrat, nothing ever gets better for the common American man or woman, adding, quote, "The people possess the real power over Washington. I'll be here by their side to rebuild it. I look forward to a new path ahead." Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene also posted a video about her decision to resign. Take a listen to some of it.
I refuse to be a battered wife, hoping it all goes away and gets better. If I am cast aside by the president and the MAGA political machine and replaced by neocons, big pharma, big tech, military-industrial war complex, foreign leaders, and the elite donor class that can never ever relate to real Americans, then many common Americans have been cast aside and replaced as well. There is no plan to save the world or a 4D chess game being played. When common American people realize and understand that the political industrial complex of both parties is ripping this country apart, that not one elected leader like me is able to stop Washington's machine from gradually destroying our country, and instead the reality is that they, common Americans, the people, possess the real power over Washington, then I'll be here by their side to rebuild it.
Well, with more on Marjorie Taylor Greene's decision, here's our North America correspondent, Sean Dilley.
It was a huge shock, though, when Marjorie Taylor Greene and Donald Trump fell out. Now, the history, really, we know that she will, by the time she steps down in January, have been in Congress for 5 years and 2 days. She's been Donald Trump's loudest advocate when he was accused, for example, of inciting violence at the Capitol building on January the 6th, something he's always denied doing. And he's backed her most influential backer, just to remind audiences that despite the fact that Marjorie Taylor Greene had sort of backed QAnon conspiracy theories, had previously suggested that the 9/11 terror attacks were staged, as were school shootings. She's apologised for those comments now, of course. He didn't stop backing her, so they were really, really close. If you think back to that election campaign, you can visualise it, can't you, with the two of them standing next to each other, wearing MAGA hats, Make America Great Again. So on the surface, Marjorie Taylor Greene had alluded to what she'd been saying on US media last weekend, that the falling out was motivated by her calling for transparency and justice for the victims of Jeffrey Epstein, and initially having joined Democrats in trying to attempt to have those documents published. Now, we know that since then Donald Trump has signed off on this deal. He encouraged Republicans, when it became clear there was a bit of unrest, that they should support this. But in reality, it's not just a falling out over the past week or two. Although Donald Trump did call her wacky, a ranting lunatic and a traitor off the back of the Jeffrey Epstein vote the week before last, they'd actually had a few wars of words since about August time. She had said, representing her constituents in Georgia in the south, on the east side of the United States, she had attacked the administration for not doing enough to drive down those costs of living, not doing enough on lots of things in terms of domestic policy and focusing on foreign policy. But it really was shocking that they'd fallen out. It's less shocking that she's resigned now. The question is she taking one great big swing as she leaves the political arena, or is she opening the door to something else?
Sean Dilley, and this is the scene live looking at Capitol Hill, just gone 2 in the morning, 2:15 in Washington. Now, on the same day as President Trump called it great news that his former ally Marjorie Taylor Greene was quitting, he's spoken positively about one of his main political rivals, New York's incoming mayor Zohran Mamdani. Mr. Trump said he wants New York to do well after the pair's first face-to-face meeting at the White House. Mr. Mamdani, a self-described democratic socialist who won New York's mayoral race earlier this month, had asked for a meeting with President Trump to discuss the cost of living and public safety. In a news conference, the two men, who've previously traded fierce verbal attacks, said they'd agreed on the need to make New York a safer and more affordable place to live.
But I just want to congratulate. I think you're going to have hopefully a really great mayor. The better he does, the happier I am, I will say. There's no difference in party. There's no difference in anything. And we're going to be helping him to make everybody's dream come true, having a strong and very safe New York. And congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Please.
I appreciated the meeting with the President, and as he said, it was a productive meeting focused on a place of shared admiration and love, which is New York City, and the need to deliver affordability to New Yorkers, the 8.5 million people who call our city their home, who are struggling to afford life in the most expensive city in the United States of America.
Well, our North America correspondent Nomi Iqbal listened to the meeting between the two men and has this assessment of what they said.
This was billed as a showdown, but it was definitely much more of a love-in. Both men very complimentary of each other. Yes, ideologically we know they're different, but they actually have many things in common. They're both tough New Yorkers. They're from Queens. They have a loyal following, a huge, powerful social media presence, and crucially, they both campaigned on the same issue that attracted voters to them in the first place, the cost of living, making life more affordable. Of course, they've had pretty nasty things to say about each other. Mr. Mamdani had referred to Mr. Trump as an authoritarian figure, a fascist figure. Mr. Trump had called him a communist. All of that came up. Reporters asked them about it, but they played it down very much and kept it focused on what they had in common and how they wanted to make New York great. Mr. Trump even said that he would love to be the New York mayor one day, showing that presidents can also have future ambitions. But I think ultimately, if you're a Republican and you're watching that, you would think, OK, we need to change tack, because Republicans had very much planned for 2026, for the midterms and onwards, to tie the Democratic Party to Mr. Mamdani, who they're portraying as an extremist. Mr. Trump showering praise on Mr. Mamdani, showing him this respect, showing him huge support, I think throws Republicans into a bind.
Nomi Iqbal reporting.